getting ready to make the two dot pattern, the one dot into two dots. Um, First of all, what we're going to do, we're going to draw a square line on the paper from my center front and my waist. That's the first thing we always do. We always square out a line. Once I have my square line, I'm going to use my sloper one dot, my waist one dot sloper, and I'm going to make sure I have it on my center front and my waistline. Then I'm going to secure my, the pattern on the bust point. I forgot that I needed to make the marking from the center front, bust point, and the side seam where the new dart is going to open. So I'm going to remark it again. I'm going to secure it, and I'm pointing out where my first dart is going to open, and then I'm going to trace counterclockwise. Usually it's clockwise, but this time because it's pivotal transfer technique, so we're going to do it that way. We're going towards counterclockwise. So I'm not going to do the center front because the center front is already done. So I'm doing the waist, and I'm just going to mark the just the beginning of my dart leg. So now I'm going to open my new dart. So I'm going to attach the side seam waist to my square line, and I'm going to start where the new dart open. So I'm going to trace the rest of the side seam, my waist, or the waist, and just the very beginning of the dart, right? And then I'm going to make the bust circle, and I'm pretty much done with that. So once we do that, then we're gonna remove the one dot sloper, and then I'm gonna start fixing the dart, right? So I'm going to make my first dart on the side seam. So it's from the apex to the side seam. I'm gonna draw a line, and then I'm gonna go and do the second dart leg. I'm gonna go over, and then I'm gonna measure in between so I can make the center or the fold line of the dart, right? I'm gonna measure it. I'm gonna get the middle, and then I'm gonna draw another line, and then that line is gonna be the center for my dart. So once I have the center of the dart, I'm gonna do the waist dart the same way. I'm going to get my marking to my bust point, and then from bust point to, let's call it a notch. Yeah. So now I'm going to measure the center of the dart. Once I get the center of the dart, I'm going to
No,
draw
just
the line
the
from the
side seams
apex
and the hem.
to the center of the line. So I'm doing the math, get center, and I'm going to go straight to my apex. Once I do the line, then I'm going to measure down to have the dart point. Right now I'm looking at the amount that the book is requiring us to back off the dart point. So on the side is between three-fourths and 1.5 inches. I'm gonna use the 1.5 inches. I like that one better because it's further away from the bust point and it fits better. The bigger the bust, the further out you go. So I'm going to redraw a new dart leg from the bust, no, from the dart point to the end of the dart leg. And then I'm gonna go and do the same thing on the waist dart. But the waist dart, we're gonna back off the point 3/4 of an inch, and we're gonna do it on the fault line of the dart. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna back off and then I'm going to do the dot and we are done with the pattern. We just need to do the grain line or annotation line. I'm doing the annotation line and then I'm going to give it that information. Remember that here in the classroom we do initials backwards, and then I'm going to do the one dot into two dot series, page 90, FHSD1328, fall 2020 is the slide 10, and the name of the piece is the center front. And how many pieces to cut? We need one. I like to have all that information, that way when I'm reading or when I'm using that pattern, I have everything. I have everything there. Yeah, so, and that's it for this. And we're done transforming that one dot into two dots. So let's fast forward, and I'm just cutting, regular cut. Make sure you cut nice and neat. Don't cut too much off your pencil lines. And then once it's done, then we follow with the next step. So now what we're doing here, I'm just making sure the dart legs match perfectly on the side, and they match perfectly on the waist dart. I'm gonna go recheck again on my side dart. It looks like it's good. It's good. So now I'm checking that my original pattern, my original sloper, is the right size to the copy. Because sometimes when we copy, sometimes they go a little bit off. But we need to make sure all of it has the same size, right? So the shoulders are right, the neck is right, the armhole is right, the front waist. Now that we have a perfect pattern, now we can start using it for the pivotal transfer technique.